Homestead's new crew. If you're new, my name is Cassandra. Today we are out in the yard. You got one! There are some things I want to forage out of the yard today. A couple things popping up, and I want to get on it and get them before they're kind of gone for the season. Fall is quickly approaching. It's going to be here before I know it, and I haven't made time to do this at all yet this summer, so today's the day. I want to get some mullein, some coneflowers, maybe some echinacea that's popping up, some red clover, mullein blossoms. I have a couple things on my list today. All of these things are medicinal things I want to bring inside and dry out, and we will use them to make projects throughout the winter, different tinctures and things that I want to start getting going here, but also just things that I plan on using to make homemade Christmas gifts, little like bath salt bags and some body products that I want to do over the winter, some lip balms, things like that. So that's what I'm harvesting today. Things I have on my list, so I've got baby with me, I have my toddler with me. I'm just going to kind of march around the yard and see what I can find. Just for reference, we don't live on like a huge property. We live on right around 3 acres, so it's not a huge amount of land. It's also not no land at all, but most of these things are things that will just kind of pop up. They're all native here for where I live in Wisconsin, zone 4B. Some of these things we did plant. We do throw out pollinator mix every spring where we get coneflowers and echinaceas and things, but they are local for us. They're good for our area and our pollinators, which is why we make sure we throw those seeds out every year. But they could be things that just like pop up in your yard if seeds kind of naturally blew into your yard. If you live in my zone, my area, if that makes any sense. So I'm starting with some mullein here. I've got a couple really nice big tall stalks here on my property, and a lot of them are actually having blossoms on them this year. So mullein only get flowers on them. They only blossom on their 2nd year of life. Sorry, we're doing some bouncing today. Baby, gotta make the baby happy. But they only blossom on their 2nd year of life, and they only live for 2 years. Like, the plant is only good for 2 years, so don't feel bad about ripping the plant apart, especially if it's got the yellow flowers on it, because that means that it's not going to come back next year anyway. So I'm going to kind of tear these plants down, pick off the leaves, but also some of the blossoms. The leaves of the mullein plant are good for like head colds, things like that. That's what we're going to make our tinctures out of, but also the yellow blossoms are good for earaches and things like that. So we're going to take off everything that we can and get going. This is our mullein plant here, so this is what I'm talking about. You'll see these little yellow flowers starting to pop up, so I'm going to keep an eye on this guy because I want to make sure I'm getting as many flowers as possible. But for now, I'm just going to take some of these leaves from the bottom and get them in our basket. This is the old garden space. We've kind of just let the ducks and the chickens take over it, but my husband has kept these little paths through here that the kids like to play in. But I've got some mullein stalks in here as well that I see have blossoms on them, and I want those blossoms. The other thing I was hoping to grab was some bee balm. This is normally this beautiful light purple color, but it looks like things are starting to dry out on me already. I have some bee balm in the orchard I can grab, so I think I'm going to take that stuff instead. I'm going to take that stuff in the orchard just because I don't know if the fact that that's already dried out is going to make a difference or not. I'm not an expert on this stuff. I'm really just learning these things throughout the winter here. This is just some stuff that I know I want for a couple projects, a couple tinctures that I wanted to start playing around with. So if I want to be able to do it this winter, I've got to harvest them now. I ended up getting a good amount of coneflowers also in here, which is great. I also have spearmint that grows in the yard, and I'm going to take some of this as well for mostly like bath bombs, bath products I want to do. I'm just going to try to shake out as much of the grass as I can, and we'll add that to the basket too. So in the meantime, I had to take a little baby break, but I asked my neighbor who forages all the time and asked her about this bee balm, if I wanted to take it to do like bath products and things, lotions, bars, things like that. Doesn't matter that it's already partly dried out. And she said, no, it's not gonna matter. Nature's just done half the job for me. It'll still have all the things that I want in it. So I'm just gonna harvest some of this bee balm off. I love bee balm mostly because the bees just absolutely love it. The butterflies absolutely love it. Anytime you come up to bee balm that's still not dried out like this, it's like fresh, it's just bloomed, there are always bees all over it. Tons and tons of bees. I have a video of that up on my Instagram if you wanted to see that. It might be in my YouTube shorts too, actually. But they're so fantastic. And it has like this almost slightly minty scent to it, which is really nice as well. So I'm going to take some of this bee balm. I want to make specifically a lotion or a salve out of this with some of my older girls, and I figured that'd be a really fun project to do over like Thanksgiving break or Christmas break or something. So I'm going to take a good amount of this, I think, and add it into my basket. But I have bee balm all over the property because I absolutely love it. A couple different varieties, a couple different colors, but I don't think that's really going to matter much once it's dried. But I want to take a ton of this, and then I'll keep kind of harvesting things off as things come in, just like the spearmint. That'll come back. I'll take tons of that still. More coneflowers, mullein, as I see it popping up, definitely those mullein flowers, and just keep adding to my jars, dry them out, add them to the jar, and then come this winter we'll have them for what I want them for. I need to pick up a bottle of vodka, and I want to make some mullein tinctures for the winter. My husband absolutely loves mullein tea. We all drink it when we're starting to get sick, so I think having a tincture of that would be really nice. So that's kind of my plan with some of those. But let's harvest off this bee balm now that I know that it doesn't matter that it's dried out.
I do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good job. Yeah, do another one. Good job. Good job. Even now, just picking these up, now that we're cutting them, we're kind of moving the bush around. I can definitely still smell that bee balm. It's kind of like a peppery mint. It's so good though. So we're gonna take some of that with my little helper here. I'm just gonna let her clip off as many as she wants here, and I will pick them up and throw them in the basket, and we will use these all winter long too. I also wanted to share with you guys these salt dough kind of Christmas ornaments that we are working on today with some of the kids. The things that we harvested today or foraged for today are going to be used for Christmas gifts, and this is just kind of an extension of that. I know it's only August, but it is a time where we start thinking about these things, especially if they're going to take some time. So these are the dough that I'm working on. It was really easy to come together. It worked really well. It's just an air dry clay, so there's no baking involved. Really great, really easy. And the kids just pressed some of their flowers into these, making sure that we put a little hole in for the string for our ornaments after they dried. The kids will go ahead and let these dry, and then we will paint them. They can color them, do whatever they want with them. They can leave them as they are. But these are some homemade Christmas ornaments we're also working on. I will leave the recipe for the actual dough down below in the description box, and I will try to link it there so you guys can read the instructions and do what you want to do. But really fun and easy project when it comes to also using some of these foraged items kind of right away. But wherever you guys are, you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me, doing a little foraging and a little bit of a craft project. Let me know down below if you are starting to work on homemade Christmas gifts for the Christmas time for friends and family, and I will catch you guys in another one. Bye.